My first love sister got uremia. My girlfriend actually asked me to donate a kidney to her. You're only losing one kidney, but he's losing his sister. That's a life at stake. I directly refused, but she called me cold-blooded and threatened to break up with me. I laughed bitterly and threw her luggage out that night. Why should I keep a woman who relies on me for rent and business startup money? Zhou Miao Miao was sleeping soundly beside me. Today is my birthday, and Zhou Miao Miao said it's a good day to have a few extra drinks. She kept drinking one after another, as if I wasn't even there. As she drank, she suddenly started sobbing. Trust me, I can definitely do it. Seeing her like this, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. A few days ago, my parents said if I get married, they can provide 1 million yuan as bride price and a house, but the bride must have a stable job at minimum. Zhou Miao Miao listened from the side, her face turning pale and flushed alternately. Seeing her embarrassment, I quickly tried to smooth things over. Mom, Zhou Miao Miao is still in the early stages of her business. The company will stabilize soon, and her industry has a lot of potential. I thought she had been worried about this matter these past 2 days, but it turned out I was just a joke from beginning to end. Her phone kept ringing nonstop beside her, with someone saved as client sir continuously sending messages. I thought to myself that this client was really being merciless with their demands, not letting people rest even this late, so I ignored it. But the WeChat notification sound just kept going on and on. I picked up her phone and entered my birthday, only to find that she had changed the lock screen password. When we first got together, she said she loved me, so she set all her passwords to my birthday. Except for emergencies like when my phone was out of battery, I would never use her phone. I don't know when, but she had quietly changed the password. I unlocked the phone with her fingerprint and opened the chat with client sir. At that moment, my world crumbled. Sister, I miss you so much. When will you come to visit me? Sister, I received your birthday gift. After all these years, you still remember what I like. Sister Zhou Miao Miao, I heard you're starting a business. It must be tough. I bought you a neck and shoulder massager. Don't work too hard. I scrolled through their chat history one by one, not knowing what to say. The massager he gave to Zhou Miao Miao. She then gave it to me as a birthday gift. A week ago, he messaged Zhou Miao Miao, saying his sister had uremia and needed a kidney transplant. Zhou Miao Miao replied with firm promises, "Don't worry. Give me a week. I'll definitely help you solve this." No wonder she said she wanted to get married the other day and took me to the hospital for a medical checkup. So, she wasn't just after my money, but also my kidney. This woman is absolutely heartless. New messages kept popping up. Sister, have you found a way to save my sister? Sister, why aren't you responding to me? Is Lin Ke forcing you? I find it laughable. A trashy woman and a worthless man. What a perfect match made in heaven. I replied to him pretending to be Zhou Miao Miao. Baby, I broke up with Lin Ke. I want to marry you. He fell silent. After a while, he responded, I like you too, sister, but since you've broken up just like that, what about your career? How will you make money to buy us a big house in the future? Sister should focus on the bigger picture right now and think long term. Our good days are still ahead. Oh my goodness. I can't believe my eyes. I've never seen such a shameless gold digger in my life. Looking through the chat history, this guy is most likely Zhou Miao Miao's childhood friend and her first love. So this is how you want to play? Fine, I'll play along till the end. Don't worry, baby. He told me that the money he invested was meant to be a gift for me. I love you so much, that's why I wanted to break up with him. I'll do whatever you say, sis. After chatting with Wang Su, I deleted our chat history. Tomorrow morning, when Zhou Miao Miao wakes up, I must give her a big surprise. You're awake? Did you sleep well last night? I brought a plate of cut fruit and placed it by her bed. Zhou Miao Miao lazily stretched and then hugged me. Of course. With you by my side, I definitely had sweet dreams. I pushed her away. You might have slept well, but I was up all night responding to messages from your client. Zhou Miao Miao was visibly stunned, stammering. Which client? Who else could it be? Your big client, of course. Upon hearing this, Zhou Miao Miao was terrified and immediately bounced up from the bed. Lin Ke, listen to my explanation. He's just my childhood neighbor's younger brother. There's nothing between us. His family is poor, and he was always bullied at home. I grew up with him since childhood, so I had to help him. Recently, his sister was diagnosed with uremia, and his family forced him to find a solution. I couldn't just stand by and watch. I chuckled. How noble of you to not stand by and watch. If you want to donate a kidney to his sister, why don't you donate your own? She started crying as she spoke. The doctor checked the reports. Your indicators match perfectly with his sister's. Otherwise, they would have to spend a lot of money to purchase from other channels. I had no choice. Lin Ke, you're only losing one kidney, but he's losing his sister. That's a human life at stake. You're a boy, and your family is wealthy. You don't need to do physical labor. Losing one kidney won't affect your life. Trust me. I took out a disposable glove from my pocket and put it on, then picked up the fruit knife that had just been washed from the fruit plate and handed it to her. pointing at the position of her heart. Stab here, and I'll agree with you. Trust me, if you do it quickly and deep enough, you won't feel any pain. Lin Ku, don't be like this. How can you bear to see Wang Su so pitiful? His parents don't care for him, and whenever his family gets anything good to eat or play with, they always give it to his sister first. What has he ever gotten in his life? He has nothing. He only has me. And what about you? You're an only child. Your parents have always treated you like a precious treasure, afraid you might get hurt. You get whatever you want. Why do you have to take away his last support? When he was young and felt wronged at home, he would always lean on me for comfort. Now that he's grown up, I can't just abandon him. I'm begging you, please help him. I laughed so hard I was almost in tears. If you're so eager to be his support, then go ahead. Turn right when you leave, and don't let me stop you. Zhou Miaomiao seemed a bit shocked. In the past, no matter how angry I got, she could always coax me into doing what she wanted. Her mouth was truly deceptive, and I was really foolish back then, believing everything she said. Before, she would always show me pictures of new branded menswear saying they suited me perfectly, and expensive jewelry that would suit my mother. Then she would look dejected, saying she didn't have the means to buy such nice accessories for her own mother. Back then, I was so blinded by her looks and sweet talk that I would offer to buy something for her mother, and get one for her too. She would then say that her mother never had the chance to buy such things when she was young, so she preferred younger styles, and thus tricked me into buying 2 identical pieces. As for the other one, she probably sold it to get money to buy gifts for Wang Su, using my money, selling what I chose, then helping her childhood sweetheart. Such great affection indeed. Zhou Miaomiao kept crying while hugging my legs. I kicked her away and started throwing her belongings out one by one. Go pick them up. She hesitated, but had to obey. As she stepped out of the room, I slammed the door shut with a bang. After Zhou Miaomiao left, I gathered all her remaining things and threw them out. When I went out, I happened to run into my childhood friend Jiang Yuan. From the looks of it, you two really broke up? Let's go to our usual place to eat. I'll tell you everything. It was that familiar hot pot restaurant again. Every time I had a fight with Zhou Miaomiao before, Jiang Yuan would bring me here for a meal. We would order the spiciest red oil soup base and drink alcohol in big gulps. He always said, it's not worth getting upset over that money-hungry girl. I kept eating while crying, feeling uncomfortable from the spicy hot pot foo. MES. He would pass me water while scolding me. What's so good about that, Zhou Miaomiao? Is being pretty and sweet-talking considered a merit? I really don't know what's wrong with you. You've been dating for so long, and you're always the one paying for everything. On anniversaries, she just picks up some fallen flowers and leaves to make a garbage collection album for you, and you treasure it like it's precious. I say you deserve this. At that time, my heart and mind were full of Zhou Miaomiao. How could I listen to his words? I would only talk back to Jiang Yuan. You just don't understand. You have no idea how good she is to me. When I told him I wanted to start a business, he said okay and offered to do it together with me. Then I carefully told him that it was Zhou Miaomiao who wanted to start a business, and I wanted to join her and help with the startup capital. Sure enough, Jiang Yuan blurted out, "You're crazy," and then gave me a fierce scolding. Later, he told my parents and tried to persuade me in every possible way, finally getting me to pay only half of the money. If it wasn't for him stopping me all the time, Zhou Miaomiao probably would have eaten me alive, and I would have been happy about it. Our conversations back then always ended with Jiang Yuan saying, "I don't care about you anymore." But no matter when, he was always by my side whenever I needed him. Before the pot even started boiling, I began sobbing. Jiang Yuan, I was wrong. Everything you said was right. He now spoke with a sarcastic tone. What's wrong, young master? The pot hasn't even started boiling, and you're already crying from the steam. I told him everything that had happened in detail. He immediately flew into a rage, almost flipping the table. What a shameless piece of trash. I thought she was just freeloading off your food and drinks. I never expected she was pulling this kind of scheme behind your back, even eyeing your kidney. That bastard. Jiang Yuan's voice was so loud that it drew the attention of everyone in the restaurant. I hurriedly held him down, but he turned his head and started lecturing me again. Look at yourself. I advised you so many times to break up with her, but you wouldn't listen. Now you're suffering the consequences. I bet those romance novels you read have messed up your mind. I remained silent as he criticized me one sentence after another, stuffing food into my mouth while tears kept dropping into my bowl. He could see that I was truly desperate about Zhou Miaomiao this time, and he was also very dissatisfied with her behavior, so he decided to help me get revenge. Stop crying. I'll go teach her a lesson tomorrow. And you, now that you've been fooled so badly, don't let it happen a second time. You can't rely on anyone. You can only rely on yourself. Men should focus on their careers. Once you have money, you can find any kind of woman you want. NT, I'm planning to start a business recently. If you have nothing else to do, want to join me? I looked up at him, realizing that there really are friends who will always stand behind you. Jiang Yuan, thank you. Jiang Yuan called a few friends and went with me to find Zhou Miaomiao. Zhou Miaomiao's parents lived in their hometown, and she had been renting a place to live after graduation. Later, she moved in to live with me, but now that I've kicked her out, she could only temporarily stay in her office. When she saw me, she still couldn't change her ways, constantly apologizing and begging for forgiveness. In the past, I might have softened, but things are different now. Jiang Yuan smashed her belongings to pieces, and just as he was about to smash the computer, I stopped him in time, saying, "Don't break this one. It's company property, and half of it belongs to me." So he chased after Zhou Miaomiao with a broom instead, driving her out. Lin Ke, he hates me. Do you hate me too? Do you really have the heart to see me homeless? Weren't you going to live together with Wang Su? I'm just helping you two fulfill your wishes. Don't be so ungrateful. Jiang Yuan was the type of person who either didn't act at all or would take things to the extreme when he did. Together with him, I sold off all the valuable items here and poached all the employees, leaving Mao Mao Zhou with a complete mess. When Mao Mao Zhou found out, she was furious on the phone. Lin Ke, you forced me to do this. When a dog is pushed too far, it not only bites but tears you apart. A few days later, I started receiving endless harassing phone calls and text messages. I was utterly disgusted, feeling worse than having swallowed a fly. Jiang Yuan was even more infuriated, spewing out all kinds of vulgar words. He had his friends investigate and discovered that my information had been posted on a gay dating website. The photos there were all ones I had sent to Mao Mao Zhou after working out. There was also a video clip that she had recorded in the hotel when we went out together. In it, I was taking a shower, and through the frosted glass of the shower room, you could faintly see a man's silhouette. I was completely unaware at the time, happily humming a tune inside. I suddenly felt dizzy and threw my phone away. Zhou Miaomiao, if you insist on going this far, then I don't need to care about our past relationship anymore. I saw Zhou Miaomiao and Wang Su at a hospital, where Wang Su's sister was having surgery. I called them both out. Oh, so now you have money for the surgery? Zhou Miaomiao hesitated and couldn't speak, but Wang Su spoke first. What's wrong with you? Who do you think Sister Miaomiao is? Don't think you're so great just because you have some money, getting tired of her and throwing her away with some cash. Now you want to get back together? Huh. So all this time, Zhou Miaomiao told him that money was breakup compensation from me. How thick-skinned can someone be? Get this straight. Where did this money really come from? I didn't give it to her. She got it by selling my photos to others. How dare you use such money for your sister's treatment? Aren't you afraid she'll face karmic retribution and die on the operating table? Wang Su stood there in disbelief. Zhou Miaomiao became anxious. Can't you watch your mouth? Wang Su doesn't understand any of this. Why are you saying these things in front of him? Doesn't understand? Only you, Zhou Miaomiao, would think he still doesn't understand anything, still seeing him as that little boy who needs your protection, right? What? So you're admitting you did it? No matter how harsh my words are, they're nothing compared to how despicable your actions were. Yes, I did it, so what? You brought this on yourself. You were the one who showed me those photos in the first place. Once they were in my hands, they became mine to do with as I pleased. Besides, trading just a few of your photos and a phone number for Wang Su's sister's life. Don't you think that was worth it? Wang Su chimed in from the side. Yeah, Lin Ke, you just received a few harassing phone calls. Just ignore them. This is ridiculous. I can't communicate with them anymore. It's pointless to reason with such people. I burst out laughing. Yes, you're all right. It was worth it. All these years, I was the one who insisted on being with Zhou Miaomiao, and instead ruined the perfect match between you two. It's my terrible mistake. Don't forget to invite me to your wedding. I'll give you a big gift then, as an apology for what I did before. I turned and left. This big gift, I need to prepare it well. The studio that Jiang Yuan and I founded was established, named Yuan Lai Dong Fong, origin from the East, mainly focusing on designing modern Chinese-style clothing. It caught the wave of Chinese fashion trend that's popular both domestically and internationally online, with very promising prospects. We have to deal with various orders and clients every day, keeping us extremely busy. Jiang Yuan said to me, while starting a new life is important, we shouldn't let them off so easily. That's natural. I took some time to visit Wang Su's parents and told them to arrange Wang Su and Zhou Miaomiao's marriage as soon as possible. I think Zhou Miaomiao is a good girl, and we're from the same place. Well, her family is in a similar situation to ours, and besides, Wang Su's sister is sick. We can't afford the bride price. I laughed coldly in my heart, like parents, like child indeed. They still only care about money. Don't you know? Zhou Miaomiao now owns a company, and she gave Wang Su a lot of gold before, which must be worth quite a bit. She also promised that Wang Su wouldn't need to pay any bride price, and she would pay for the house in full. Hasn't Wang Su told you? Sure enough, upon hearing this, Wang Su's mother immediately changed her expression. This ungrateful boy. I've really wasted all these years raising him. I continued to exaggerate. I thought your son was more filial. But it seems he's not that great after all. He has good things, but doesn't think to share them with you, just enjoying them all by himself. I took out 50,000 yuan in cash from my bag and placed it on the table, giving her 10,000. The rest, I'll give it to you after their wedding. On the wedding day, I'll need you to help me with something. Wang Su's mother couldn't stop smiling, surprised that I was actually there to give her money. She quickly tucked the 10,000 yuan into her clothes. Yes, young Master Lin, I'll do whatever you say. Just then, there was a sound from behind the bedroom door. When I looked over, the door crack had already been closed shut. Who's there? Wang Su's sister came out from behind the door. Wang Su's mother quickly apologized with a smile. I'm sorry, young Master Lin. Did we startle you? This is my younger daughter Wang Min. She's recovering at home after having surgery. After saying this, she hurriedly pushed Wang Min, quickly apologized to young Master Lin. Wang Min looked a bit dazed, staring straight at me so intensely that it gave me the creeps. Big brother is handsome. I want to help Big Brother. I'll do whatever Big Brother says. Little Min is the most obedient. Oh my goodness. Could this person be mentally challenged? What kind of luck do I have? Why do I keep running into such odd characters? Young Master Lin, please don't take offense. This child has had a tough life. She got a high fever when she was little that damaged her brain, so we tend to be a bit more lenient with her. How could someone who treats their son poorly be so kind to their daughter? I was skeptical, but immediately saw through her scheme. Most likely, this daughter would also be used to secure a bride price in the future. And Wang Su, the good-for-nothing eldest son, might finally be of some use if he could hook up with a wealthy woman. However, since we're all on the side of the vulnerable groups, if she goes to make a scene at the wedding, Wang Su and Zhou Miao wouldn't dare lose their temper no matter how angry they get. Tell Big Brother, what can you do? I can do everything my brother says. Wang Min looked at me with an innocent face. Young Master Lin, Xiao Min doesn't understand anything. Please let me handle it. Her mother said with a troubled expression. I smiled and said, let her do it. If she can do this well, I'll give you an extra 10,000. Oh my, that's too kind. Although our Xiao Min may seem silly, she's actually quite clever. She can learn anything. I let out a cold laugh. Then I'll trouble you, auntie, to teach her well. Zhou Miao and Wang Su really did get married right away. I heard that Zhou Miao not only used her parents' retirement savings to make this wedding perfect, but also had her parents borrow money from relatives, and even hired a professional team to meticulously design every detail of the venue. Such deep love for Wang Su indeed. They didn't invite me, of course, but I must attend to show my support. That day, I dressed simply and sat in an inconspicuous corner. On stage, the host was cheerfully guiding the newlyweds to serve tea to both sets of parents. Suddenly, the host's microphone went silent, and Wang Min took another microphone and walked up from below the stage. Hello everyone, I'm Wang Min, the groom's sister. My brother is getting married today, and I'm so happy. You don't know, but my brother abused me since childhood. My mom said I had brain damage from a fever when I was young, and they all called me an idiot. My mom felt sorry for me and would always give me the best food and drinks first. This made my brother angry. Don't stop me. Wang Min pushed away the groomsmen and bridesmaids who tried to stop her and continued rambling. He would stick needles all over my body, beat me, and then warn me not to tell mom. He would steal money from home and go out with many girls, then lie to mom saying that I was greedy and took the money to buy food. Wang Min, what nonsense are you talking about? Wang Su was so angry that he wanted to rush over and hit her, but he accidentally missed a step and almost fell. Zhou Miao hurriedly helped him stay steady. However, Wang Min rushed forward directly. Zhou Miao blocked her way, and in the pushing and shoving, she ended up slapping Wang Min in front of all the guests. Wang Min sat on the ground and began crying. Meanwhile, Wang Su's mother also started her performance, plopping down on the ground and wailing in an exaggerated manner. Oh my, what a bitter life I have. Having a foolish daughter is one thing, but my son is also unfilial, only thinking about marrying into another family and living off his wife. Now he's even found a woman who joins him in bullying us mother and daughter. Oh my, everyone, look at this. What kind of sister-in-law acts like this? These mother and daughter really gave up their dignity for money. Both of Miao Zhou's parents felt embarrassed and left angrily. Many people in the audience were recording with their phones, eager to watch the drama unfold. Miao Zhou grabbed the microphone and said, Sorry everyone, please proceed to the dining hall first. There's been a slight issue with the wedding ceremony, and we'll apologize to everyone later. Having seen enough of the drama, I decided to head home. That night, Su Wang's mother called me excitedly, saying they were both furious today and moved out after packing their things when they got back. I understand. I'll transfer the remaining money to your card. Oh, thank you, young Master Lin. You should know what can and cannot be said without me telling you, right? By the way, seeing how hard you worked, I'll tell you a secret. Miao Miao Zhou and Su Wang are much wealthier than you imagine. I hung up the phone after saying that. Anyway, I had already passed the message, and Wang Su's mother, being such a money-loving person, would know what to do. Zhou Miao Miao, didn't you want to be Wang Su's support? With such a huge mess leaning on you, I wonder how many times you can bear it. Jiang Yuan was listening to my phone call beside me. That's it? That woman is getting off too easy. I was waiting for you to personally send her to jail. What's the rush? Let's leave them hanging for a few days. Let's focus on our own business first. Someone posted the video of that wedding day online, and netizens love drama the most. To show their sense of justice, they kept speaking up for Wang Min. Netizen A. This poor sister. It's bad enough that she's sick, and now she has to deal with such a brother. Netizen B. This woman is still protecting the groom. It must be true love. The video was blurry, but some netizens still recognized Zhou Miao Miao. This woman looks so familiar. A few months ago, her boyfriend seemed to bring her to our store to buy a bag. It left a deep impression because her boyfriend was very generous, buying whatever she wanted. But this groom doesn't look like her boyfriend. Below, a group of people replied. Could she have been dumped? Looking at how stingy she is, that's probably what happened. Is there a possibility that she's being kept by a rich man? Netizens really have such wild imaginations. If you want to criticize someone, at least get your facts straight first. I went all out and posted online the chat history between her and Wang Su that I had copied from her phone earlier, along with screenshots of that netizen's reply, exposing everything about how Zhou Miao Miao took advantage of me while we were dating, using my money and cheating on me. Now that's what you call a real commotion. The next day, the internet exploded, with people criticizing and condemning Zhou Miao Miao. I've never seen such a shameless woman in my life. Relying entirely on the man for food and drink was bad enough, but then she cheated too. She's even more immoral than a gold digger. Her ex-boyfriend is so pitiful. Zhou Miao Miao's startup company completely failed. Now, because of this incident, no company dares to hire her, and she even gets scolded by people who recognize her on the street. Without any income, she naturally went back to her old tricks, pretending to be pitiful to scam money from Wang Su. Wang Su was just like his mother, poor and stingy. These two getting together was truly a match made in hell. Lin Ku, you don't know, but the landlord said they argue in their room every day, and Wang Su's mother brings Wang Min over every few days to demand money. It's quite a circus in there. We don't even need to remind them. The landlord already wants them out. She said she'll make them pack up and leave tonight. Zhou Miao Miao and Wang Su rented a place outside, but before they could stay for 10 days, Jiang Yuan called the landlord and asked them to move out. She even deliberately gave their address to Wang Su's mother, telling her to go find her son for money. No one knows how she managed to contact those landlords. She really could torment people to death. By the way, Miss Shun, who discussed business with us last time, called me, saying she'd like to treat us to dinner tonight. Want to go? Of course. With such a big order, we should be the ones treating her. But Jiang Yuan immediately started daydreaming again. Think about it. Miss Shun is totally a rich and beautiful elite with capability. Isn't she better than Zhou Miao Miao in every way? If you're interested in her, I'll help you pursue her. I gave him a sideways glance, but before I could speak, he cut me off. All right. I know you've truly changed this time. I was just asking casually. If it's just asking casually, why are you blushing? I deliberately told a lie. What? Is it that obvious? Jiang Yuan quickly touched his face and took out his phone to check. Due to his parents' unhappy marriage, he had sworn not to date anyone. Despite having many pursuers, he rejected them all, saying none were good enough. Could it be that he has really found someone who makes his heart flutter this time? I'm just teasing you. Go get ready. No wonder they say career-driven men are radiant and charismatic. Jiang Yuan, when dressed up, looks quite presentable. At least he has that successful man's aura about him. I noticed that although Miss Shun was trying to maintain politeness and restraint, she couldn't take her eyes off him, only occasionally making polite conversation with me. I think Jiang Yuan has finally met his match this time. After dinner, Shen Ling insisted on having her driver take us back. On the way, I saw Zhou Miao Miao and Wang Su sitting by the roadside with lots of bags. I got out of the car, and Jiang Yuan followed. Even from far away, I could hear them complaining about each other. When they saw me approaching, they both fell silent. Indeed, angry women age faster. In just a few months, Zhou Miao Miao had become haggard beyond recognition, with a swollen face and completely lost her former girlish charm. Looking carefully, she was even sporting a big belly. Wang Su was even worse, with an unshaven face that hadn't been washed for days, eye boogers still hanging in the corners of his eyes, and as I got closer, I was hit with the strong smell of cigarettes and alcohol. I instinctively held Jiang Yuan back, preventing him from getting too close. Zhou Miao Miao recognized me and forced a slight smile, which barely qualified as one. Are you happy now? You made us homeless, forcing me to wander around late at night with my big belly. I never realized you could be such a cold-hearted person. Huh. For some reason, hearing her speak really proved that a leopard can't change its spots. What else can we do? You only lost a place to live, but I lost my happiness. Just having you sit here with me now can make me happy for 3 days and 3 nights. Isn't that worth it? Xinling also followed behind. As she came closer, she slightly frowned. Perhaps only her upbringing prevented her from covering her nose with her hand. Jiang Yuan, is this someone you know? Her expression, more shocked than seeing an ant eating an elephant, told me that she simply couldn't connect Jiang Yuan with a beggar-like person before her. I answered before Jiang Yuan could. She's the girlfriend I was blind enough to date before. Xinling, perhaps feeling it inappropriate to inquire about others' private matters, stopped talking. I let her go ahead with Jiang Yuan. Huh, and here I thought you had found such a wealthy girlfriend? But it turns out she hasn't even given you a proper glance. Wang Su laughed smugly. I thought you would have made some progress, but after all this time you're still just all talk. You don't have a penny to your name, and you let your pregnant wife end up on the streets in the middle of the night. You're really something. Have you looked in the mirror? Even if you tried to lick someone's boots, they'd find you too disgusting. Although they argued constantly in private, they were quite united when they saw me. Zhou Miao Miao said in a shrill voice. It's none of your business what I want to do. At least I have a husband and child. Who knows how much suffering I'd have to endure with you? You deserve to be single. I just felt helpless. After being friends for so long, she was still as narrow-minded as a frog in a well. If you meet the right person, be together. If not, stay single. What's the big deal? I couldn't be bothered to say more to them. Well then, enjoy hugging your husband and child on this curb tonight. Perhaps tomorrow, you won't have the chance anymore. I handed all the evidence I had collected to the lawyer. Despite the lawyer's best efforts, Zhou Miao Miao was sentenced to 5 years. But due to her pregnancy, she was granted temporary release from prison. She made headlines again, and this time both new and old netizens following the story criticized her harshly. On the day Zhou Miao Miao was taken away, Wang Su didn't even come to see her. She cried and made a scene, acting like a shrew. Wang Su, you bastard, I'm going to abort this baby right now. Didn't you want to be Wang Su's support? When you're at your weakest and most in need of care, Wang Su is out there living it up. While you're stuck with a child and prison debt, will Wang Su wait for you? Or will he quickly move on to someone better? As for me, by then my career will be flourishing, and I'll be traveling, drinking, and singing with friends, starting my brand new life. Wang Su's mother desperately tried to persuade Zhou Miao Miao to keep the baby no matter what. When I went to Wang Su's house that time, I saw Wang Min wearing a safety charm sewn with red cloth. So I asked around about where she usually went for fortune-telling. Later, I gave the fortune teller 500 yuan to tell Wang Su's mother that the baby in Zhou Miao Miao's womb would be a blessed child, and that half of Zhou Miao Miao's soul was entrusted to this child. When the child grew up, Wang Min's illness would be cured. When Wang Su's mother heard this, she was desperately looking forward to having this child, saying she would do anything to make Zhou Miao Miao give birth to it. This family was really interesting. It's just a pity about the child. I heard that when the baby was almost 1 year old, for some inexplicable reason, they let Wang Min watch the baby at home. Wang Min was so clumsy. How could she take care of a delicate infant? They said the baby suffocated under the blanket while sleeping, and when they found the baby, the body was already cold. Jiang Yuan and I had just finished a big order and were vacationing abroad, but Xinling's calls kept coming in every single day without fail. Jiang Yuan doesn't fall in love easily, so any girl who catches his eye must be truly one in a million. He himself is so outstanding. It really proves that saying from the internet, when you bloom, the gentle breeze will naturally come. This Xinling, who acts like such a dignified young lady in front of others, becomes completely like a clingy little girl in front of Jiang Yuan. Even when they're just sitting there seriously discussing work, I can feel the sweetness in the air. These two are a perfect match, no matter how you look at it. At this moment, sunshine, beach, friends, and joy surround me tightly, washing away all the fatigue from work these past few days. Living for oneself should be the true meaning of life. The Yuan from the East brand has grown increasingly successful, almost breaking into the top market, with brand stores opening everywhere and processing factories flourishing across different regions. Jiang Yuan, when are you planning to hold the wedding with Xinling? It's still early. She set a deadline. She'll only discuss this with me when her company becomes stable. While we were joking around, my phone rang again. It was my assistant. What could be so important that they'd dare to call you during your vacation? I was wondering the same thing, worried that something might have happened at the company. But it turned out someone had applied for a cleaning position at the factory, and they wanted to know if they should hire them. Why are they asking me about something so trivial? If I have to manage everything, won't I work myself to death? They sent me a photo, and when I looked at it, wasn't that Zhou Miao Miao? Has she been released from prison already? I'd almost forgotten about her while being so busy. Why would you want to hire someone untrustworthy as a cleaner? What if they steal from the employees? My assistant kept apologizing for disturbing my vacation. I casually gave him a few more instructions to put his mind at ease. Jiang Yuan, who was listening beside me, couldn't stop laughing. Your assistant lacks good judgment. I'll find you a new one later. I closed my eyes and basked in the sun. Sure, be my assistant then. You have good judgment. Of course, I've long noticed that you, Lin Ku, are talented. Without Zhou Miao Miao, you'll only live better. Indeed, without Zhou Miao